Hello, Penguinauts! I'm the Beardy Penguin, and welcome back to For All Kerbalkind. I've been waiting quite a while to be able to say that, but I am very happy to finally be able to say it. And hello to everybody. We've got a lot of concurrent viewers, a lot of people watching, so I did have to put slow mode on. But hi, how are we doing? Yeah, people are saying, "Oh, it slowed the chat down." I mean, that's the point, because it was getting a little silly. I see Karnas's in the chat. I saw N9 was hanging around earlier. Amerikansky spying on me. Oh, that does actually remind me of something. I'm just going to quickly cover up the game because I don't want N9 or anyone to be able to see how far through the year I am, because of course we're working on Vostok today, which is going to be launching our first Kerbal into orbit, and I don't want N9 to know how far ahead I am, how far through I am, because if he knows what date I have the capsules by, he'll be able to plan accordingly. So I'm going to get into the VAB, and then I'll take the standby off. It's the sound of poggers, my friend. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we got people saying, "All hail Beardy." Yeah, Beardy Penguin. Hiya. There's no escape from that meme. So yeah, just to set the expectations, this is just going to be a building stream. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. Probably a maximum of 3 hours, but we'll see how I go. I'm still not 100% recovered. Well enough, but I will need to take some breaks throughout. I'm sure that'll be fine. I'll just play either until we finish or until I need to give it a rest. But there we are. We are in the VAB. So we're just going to be building and testing the spacecraft. I haven't designed anything yet. I've literally just unlocked basic capsules, and we're going to get going. Just so you know, if anybody wants to donate to the stream, absolutely do not have to. But if you want to have a little pop-up, I did create a bunch more pop-ups with different gifts and things today ready for the stream. So there is a link at the top of the description if you would like to donate to the stream, and you can send me a little message that won't get buried in the chat, and I'll be very grateful, because this is now for the next couple of months I ended up having to depend on YouTube for an income. So this is technically my full-time job at the moment, which I'm sure many of you are very pleased to hear, because it means I can actually do Kerbal stuff. I'm hoping to be able to finish Beyond Kerbal actually, but we'll see. For All Kerbalkind is the priority, because well, For All Kerbalkind is the one that gets significantly more views, and actually, like, nowadays I actually enjoy more. So it is the priority, but yeah, I do want to finish Beyond Kerbal. I will definitely finish it. I was going to finish it at Christmas, but then my spine broke. Alright, how much is it for a nerd? Literally anything. I think I don't know what the minimum is. It might be $1 or £1 or something. But yeah, you can make it go newt. If you want to. There are a few other ones as well, so there are some rare ones which, so you might. Oh, there we go, we got a new there's one. Steak is testing it. Yeah, it's delivered 420 to the stream. Yeah, that has a special little one for 420. Yeah, it is a shiny little capsule, isn't it? Have you got your job at SpaceX? Not yet. No, I'm still doing my degree. I had to suspend my studies thanks to well, my spine breaking, so I've got 2 more years of uni ahead of me, which I'm not jazzed about. I wasn't really looking to spend that much time in education, but whatever. So we've got the Vostok descent module here. Then we've got the decoupler here, which decouples it from the service module. See, we have duplicates because we have RN Soyuz, which adds all the Soyuz parts later on, but we also have RO capsules, which only adds Vostok and Voskhod, but these are the properly balanced ones. So we're going to use these, but unfortunately RO capsules doesn't add all the Soyuz parts, which is a bit irritating. Is this on Twitch as well? No, this is just on YouTube. We're just yeah, I mean, this is where my audience is, so I've never really streamed on Twitch. Just keep it all in one place. I think it's easier. I've never had any problems with streaming on YouTube. Anyway, so this is the spacecraft. I assume it's going to be on a new rocket, so it's going to be on an R11, I guess. R11 Vostok 1. Do I normally put the 1 in? Yeah, I do. Vostok 1. Boom! Let's save it. Okay, right. So, I believe It is a, well, technically, if you go by American standards, it's a 2-stage rocket. Well, I guess 3-stage if you include this bit. This is really just the retro motor. But the Russians count the boosters as an extra stage, so I guess it's a 3-stage rocket, or perhaps 4, again, if you count the retro rocket. So I think there's a shroud on this. So we're going to see what happens if we just add a decoupler. Is there a shroud? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, we're going to have to add our own. That's fine. That's chill. Okay, see if I can remember how to do this. Right. Here we go, Interstage ring. I haven't actually built a new rocket in here for quite some time, so this is going to be interesting. Right, the base. I believe it was 2.8 meters, I want to say, is the width of this. Yeah, we don't want any extra radius. We want it to go right up to there. Right, the height. We'll have that be that, and then a bit of extra height. So I believe that's actually where we attach it. We attach it on the upper one, not the lower one, because there's 2, and that's where I made the mistake, because there is an inbuilt decoupler here, but you have to attach it to the correct node, which is a little bit irritating. Right, okay, that should be fine. I'll probably just set the height to 0 actually, well, as low, close to 0 as I can, and just maybe a bit more than that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Reduce that to there, and okay, we have ourselves a Interstage. I'll probably just have one actually, because that saves parts. So it's, ooh, hello. It's a little bit on the thick side, isn't it? Do you just bring the base in? No, the base is at the correct thing. How do we bring it in? Because at the moment it's.
We're going to need all the breathing apparatus for
Oh,
a dive
hello.
this deep.
We got the Matt Lown one. Paul. I'm going to butcher this. I'm going to butcher all these names. Paul Saidu. Hello. I'm a junglist. I don't know what that means, but thank you very much for the donation. Yeah, we got the. That was another one of the new things. It's the height, apparently. Okay, well, let's try. It's not the height. It is not the height. Not sure how to bring this in. Normally, you can reduce the extra radius to negative, and it'll bring it in. But it's just going around the service module like that. So that's maybe I'll figure that out. People saying use the top slider. That's the extra height one. That's this one. That's not the width. I just want the width. Oh, the top. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. That top slider. Oh, the top. I thought you said by top slider. You meant. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can tell I'm well, an idiot. Yes, but yeah, I'm not. I haven't played this in a while. It's been some time. So just you're gonna have to bear with me, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Let's put that through to there. And okay, right. we've done that. We've done that. Okay, well now we can at least slap on. Do we want a balloon tank or do we want an integral tank? I think a balloon tank will give us more More performance, but I don't think we're going to need it. I don't think we're going to need that performance. So we'll just whack this. I think, what is the diameter? 2.4. Okay, that's fine. And I know exactly what engine we're going to have on this. You see, we don't actually have access to... If I can find the engine, here we go. The 0109 variant for this engine yet. So this is the engine that we've been using to send all our probes to the moon. And a few probes into orbit and launch our weather satellites. Yeah, we haven't got the tech node for the 0109, which is the one that the Vostok actually used. But that's really just an upgraded version of this one. It increases the reliability quite a bit because we're still stuck with almost 10% ignition failure rate, which isn't great. We haven't had any major failures on it yet, though, which is pretty lucky. But yeah. We're just going to have to use the slightly earlier one if we want to get this up into space before the Amerikanskis, but that's fine. I think we have quite the lead on them. I'm really not too worried, but I don't know. That's when they get you, isn't it? They lull you into a false sense of security. Right, I think that is the one that we want because it has these poking out the sides, and that actually looks like what the actual vehicle looked like. It has the verniers poking out the side. I think that's actually really... That's pretty much perfect. We'll have a little look at some of the other options. What's that one? Oh, here we go. This is the one I think is... Oh no, that's not designed for it at all. That's for the Delta 4. I saw like the little hole in one side and I was like, oh right, that's maybe designed for this engine. No, it's not. Yeah, no, I think we had the right idea. Yeah, that looks cool. I like that. Fits snugly around the engine. We have the verniers poking out the side. Perfect. We'll decide like what length we want this to be later on. But that is going to be that. Okay, cool. We'll sort out the length later. I just want to sort of assemble the rocket first. So we want another Interstage. Payload adapter ring. Interstage ring. That's what we want. Right, this time let's actually yeah, adjust the top slider and not be an idiot. We'll have 1 meter extra height. Okay, how high do we want this? About that high. Ooh, let's actually attach it to the top one. Then how much of a gap do we want for the engine? Not much really, we'll just have it there. Perfect. Okie dokie, and then we will whack on. I could have just copied that one. I don't know why I didn't just copy that one, but whatever. Voila! I probably will make it identical to that payload fairing so we don't have to tool do different ones. That would probably be a smart idea, wouldn't it? Whatever. Let's have a little look. Where's the height of this one? A lot lower than this one. We'll sort that out later. I'll do all the fine tuning later for all the tooling and everything. Yeah. Someone just looked at me using the low reliability engine and gone Beardy builds prototype version instead of normal. I assume that is a Mars Horizon reference. Because yeah, in that Mars Horizon series, I always build the prototype and skimp on some money at the risk of crew safety. Which, to be fair, the prototype capsule hasn't killed anyone yet. But the skimping on the rocket certainly has. I mean, no, it didn't kill anybody. Nobody was on that rocket. It was an uncrewed test. Which is what we're going to say if we blow up Yuri on this rocket. Okay, right. And then we want another modular tank. This isn't actually going to take too long to build, I don't think, but it's probably going to take a lot of fine-tuning. I know exactly what nose we want on this. If I can find it. It is the nose, I think. Where are you? There we go. This is what we want. And then that should be 1.8. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. It's all coming together. And there we go. And look, we actually have the we have it staged properly. So you see so I haven't actually done this on the other rockets that use this design, so the R10 and stuff. I actually had a decoupler there because I didn't know how the payload fairings worked yet. But since the Soviets hot stage their engines, which is something we've been doing anyway, so they fire the next stage engine before the previous engine has finished firing, so the fuel is nice and settled for when the engine ignites. You need a way for that to escape, which is why they had these lattice fairings. So there's actually, you know, somewhere that those exhaust gases can escape through. So yeah, being able to see the next stage engine up through there is accurate. So yeah, I should have done that on my previous rockets, but I guess nobody really noticed that there was we had this lattice fairing and then just a decoupler cutting off the engine above, which didn't make a whole deal of sense, but you know, whatever. Let's not read into it too much. And then we want the mount to be RD 108. There we are. And then, of course, we will whack an RD 108 on there. Wunderbar. So did you have it lined up properly? Oh. The engine is too large for the rocket. That's a little embarrassing. I thought that was the correct scale. Maybe I was wrong. How large does this have to be? The diameter has to be bigger than it currently is. I think it has to be 2.2. Yeah, that's what I remember it being for the other ones. That looks better. Okay, so I need to correct some of the the higher stages. That's fine. Actually, yeah, because we need a payload fairing over this anyway, so I don't know what I'm doing. Being an idiot, Beardy, that's what you're doing. Right, let's widen this out a bit. Let's widen that out. Is it 2.6? No. Make sure it's attached to the lower node. .8 seems right. Nope, it's not 2.8. Is it 2.9? Bit odd. No. No, maybe it is. Yeah, it is 2.9. Bit of an odd diameter, isn't it? Okay. Sure, well, whatever. We'll roll with it. And then this needs to also be 2.9. And bish, bash, bosh. Aha! Or does that need to be 2.9? I need to look at the actual design of the Vostok. Let me pull up an actual picture because Vostok, here we go. Yeah, we got the right idea at the top. This is... Oh, hello. That made me jump. Lady Lags-a-lot has invaded the stream with £10. Hi, Betty. Hope you're doing well. I want to support you, so here is a donation. Thank you very, very much. That is greatly appreciated. Yeah, that's the one. That's the thing that plays to whoever has currently donated the most throughout the stream. So thank you very much, Lady Lags-a-lot. Greatly, greatly appreciated. So I'm looking at Vostok, and right. So the payload fairing goes over. I think it goes over the stage, or is it just the top of the rocket? I think it might just be the top, but the diameters aren't working out. So I don't know exactly where to put the payload fairing here, because there's one. I think the payload fairing might need to actually go up over it like this. So like 2 sets of fairings? I guess that would work. So a smaller fairing than a larger fairing. Because the bottom of the rocket is currently too big for the top of the rocket. I wonder if the modular tank was designed with this in mind, if the scale is slightly out, because it doesn't seem quite right. Or maybe I'm just an idiot. I'm probably just an idiot. So you can't get many good photos of Vostok. Let's see if I can get the blueprints. Vostok blueprint. Aha! I can actually get the blueprint up. Okay, that's going to help me quite a bit. Okay, right. There we go. We're looking at some blueprints now. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. That is not a very helpful blueprint. Let's look at this one. Aha! That's helpful. Okay. So it looks like the top of the rocket was actually more like that. This section is a lot longer and the length is a little bit shorter, kind of like, no, not exactly like that, maybe a bit longer. Quite a bit longer actually. Actually no, I think we had the right idea with that one. You have to bear with me here. I'm trying to make like a replica, but it's easier said than done. Sure, that's probably long enough. I mean, we'll end up just tuning this to whatever we need it to be. Right. We could just have this taper in and then have a second payload fairing over it, I think, because we don't want to have a huge, great big payload fairing. So I think that would make sense to have that fairing taper in a little bit. So let's do that. So we'll have this be at 2.9, which suits us just fine, and that rhymed, and that was not intentional. And then we're just going to have 2 separate payload fairings here. So this one is going to go, the bottom is going to go out to 2.9, like so. And then we're going to have a second one underneath. Payload adapter, that's what we want. Perfect. Okay, so then that one, like so. I think we want to have 2 fairing nodes for this one. Why can't we choose the radius of this one? Is it tied to the other one? I think it is. Oh no, it's at the bottom. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, so that needs to be 3 meters, I think, to go around that one, and then I think that will look good. So let's try that. Yeah, that looks better. The antennas are poking out the top though, which isn't great. So let's can we give some extra height? Yeah, we can. Oh no, that's just making it bigger. That's not what we wanted. Let's auto shape it again. Okay, that's the maximum size. Is this the height? Yeah, there we go. 3.7. Yeah, there we go. That's a good size. Can we actually make this a 2.9? So yeah, and then the fairing will just go out and round. That's fine. That works. But it doesn't look janky. So that means when that deploys, actually no, we want that to be like there, right on the outside. don't know if this is making any sense to anybody, but it's just the way I want this to look. So that when we lose this payload fairing, we then have, you know, you see it reveals this, and it'll all look nice. It has to look good. Let it auto shape, and then we'll just increase the height. 3.7 I think we liked it at. Yeah, otherwise antennas poke through, and that's no good. That's no good. Okay, bish bash bosh, we have the core of the rocket. Fairing order shape increases the max size. Well, yeah, but it didn't count the antennas on top as part of the rocket, so it was clipping through them, unfortunately. I see a lot of people are asking like when the next episode's going to be. I mean, I would like to say not this Sunday but the next Sunday, but I think that might be a bit ambitious. I know N9's busy, and we also have some ambitious plans for what we want to do for the video. So probably going to be the Sunday afterwards, if I'm honest. But yeah, Sunday afterwards I think is a safe bet. Right, booster tanks. I want 4 of them. Righty-roo. These are going to need to be, I think it's 2.2, and then the mount needs to be for the RD 107. I think we've gone past it. There we go. Voila. And then RD107 series. Oh. I'm not sure if that is the right size or not. Let's move this up a bunch, so we can look underneath the rocket. Okay, well, first of all, the engines aren't right way around, so that might help if they were. And no, this needs to actually be bigger. What was the diameter of the central booster? That was 2.2. Okay, so these need to be a bit wider. That looks right. 2.8. Here's some chunky boosters. But yeah, I think that's correct. Okay. I do want to take a cursory look at the mass of the vehicle. Oh, we haven't fueled up the... I was thinking, God, 28 tons for this. That's... Yeah, we didn't even need to build the 350-ton pad. But no, of course, it's... we haven't fueled the rocket yet, which, you know, will probably make a significant difference. It's looking good, though, already, don't you think? It's looking the part. I'm already quite happy with this. Beardy, the pointy part of the booster must touch its locking point. What? I have no idea what that means, and they are placed wrong. I don't know what that means. But it looks cool. Oh, they go over the verniers, don't they? I believe they go around this way. Not. Let me double check. But I'm fairly sure they go over the verniers. Let's Google that. Vostok rocket. That's why the boosters shape the way it is. See if we can get a picture of the engines. Yes, yeah, they go over the verniers. Well pointed out. They go this way around. See, which is why the booster is shaped the way it is, so they can fit over the verniers. I don't think I did that for the R10, actually. I think that's a mistake on the R10. Yeah, my previous rocket booster. Alas. And that's their locking point here. This is the lock. Right. Oh, I just did the wrong one. Okay, right. That makes sense. So like that? That looks correct, doesn't it? Because that's the aerodynamic Okay. Okay. Right. Right. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. And then we can just increase the length of this. Okay, that looks correct. I made something that looks right. Right, I did that wrong on the R10 then. Feel like a silly moo. So that's what actually holds them in place, right? Okay. Well, you learn something every day. Every day's a school day, right? Thanks for the tip. Because now that looks much better. Much, much better. Okay. I'm already quite happy with this. Hello, Laun. He's here. Excuse me, sir. I did a Vostok rocket recently, so I expect you to respect the 7-month grace period and not copy your idea. Well, I think you heard it here first, everyone. I think Laun was the one who injured my spine so that he could get away with his blatant plagiarism of my YouTube series. And he could build his Vostok rocket before mine. Otherwise, this video would have been out in December last year, so... Just saying. Just saying. Right. I don't know what fuel mix this uses. It's going to be one of the kerosene, right? Probably going to be this one. If I take the engines off, what are we left with? We're left with 35.94% kerosene. Okay. Oop. So these are the 35.341. Okay. Cool. And then that means this one is going to be whatever's left. 36.096. Perfect. So we've got our correct fuel mixture. That one's also got the correct fuel mixture. And I think we just take the payload fairing off. I think I want to lock the shape of that. There we go. Let's just check the actual Vostok at the top. I'll beautify this in a bit, but I want to just launch this and have a bit of fun first. I'll sort all this out. I know you can configure the experiments and all sorts of bits and bobs, but I think we have everything we actually need just to blast it into space and see what happens. It's 230 tons, which actually is about accurate to what the Vostok actually was. So that makes me happy. I want to make you happy. Okay, here we go. Let's sort the staging out. Actually, let's also whack it on a launch pad as well, because that can be pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, hello, someone's neutered. Matt at a Game has delivered 420 to the stream. Glad to see Kerbalkind is back. Looking forward to an explosion-filled journey to the moon. Well, we're going to be building an N1, so you may well get your wish. Thank you very much for the kind donation. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Do these go around, like, above the boosters? I guess it would make sense if they did. Let me have a look at this in the actual launch mount, and I can see whether or not it did. It looks like... Yeah, they did. They went just above the boosters themselves. So it went about there. Cool. And then we want... Oop, there we are. That's to grab the rocket. That's about right. Methinks. Do you want a Gantry Arm? That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, let's have that. Let's bring that around this side. I'll colour it all up later, but right now I just wanna build it because I'm having a lot of fun. Right, yeah, big gantry arm. That's cool. Do we want the full? Whoa! Do we want the full arms? Did the real thing have the full arms? No, it's just for the Soyuz. The original just had the gantry. Trying to get this as authentic as possible. Elevator only. Cool. We'll have it a lower one. Elevator platform. What is that? Is that a thing at the top? I assume that would be for the crew to access it. So yeah, we'll stick that on there. Yeah, that would make sense. Oh look, there's a little elevator. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I don't know what this one is. I can't see most of the gantry arm. A fuel arm? I don't think it had a giant fuel arm. Or maybe it did. No, it didn't have a big fuel arm. That I can see, anyway. I think we'll skip the giant fueling arm. I think that would just be for Soyuz, so yeah, we'll turn that off. What about a small fuel arm, though? A small fuel arm works, actually. Yeah, we'll have that one. Yeah, that's cool. And then we'll have it fueling the rocket. Is there a mod that lets you have a hole in the fairing? Not that I'm aware of. Even with the mod list as long as my arm, I don't think there's still a way to do the hole in the fairing. So I was thinking I might actually whack a launch escape system onto this. I think I was just going to nick the Mercury launch escape system. I do have it somewhere. Not that one. There were two of them, and I got one of them. Maybe it's just not appearing. I'm not sure. Regardless, I do have one. Maybe we just use this one. It's the stock one. It's just a little bit pathetic, though, isn't it? I don't feel like that's going to save Yuri Gagarin, well, Yuri Kerman, in the event of a failure. But yeah, we'll test that out later. But we want to launch this first. The elevators are cursed. 100% success rate of killing Kerbals. Can probably stick a conformable decal on the fairing to replicate it. Yeah, maybe. It would look a bit janky though. I'm just going to leave it. The whole point of the hole was so that the crew could get access to the capsule. And also eject from it in the event of an emergency. But yeah, so that you know, we don't really have that option, unfortunately. So yeah, we do need to have some kind of launch escape system. Otherwise, if something goes wrong, well, Yuri is very dead. I mean, he's probably going to die anyway. I don't think we're going to do a test launch of this. We're just going to launch it and cross our fingers. So I have a distinct feeling he might die, but hello. That made me jump. I maybe should turn that down. I don't know. It's kind of funny though. Artificial Cookie Addict has donated £14.41. Glad to see you back, Beardy. I love the spaceflight content, be it in Minecraft or Kerbal or whatever else. Cheers from Minnesota in the US. Thank you very much for the donation. That's very, very kind of you. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Minnesota. I can't hear Minnesota without thinking of Fargo. Like, not just the film, but the TV show on Netflix as well. And like in that show, like we noticed, me and my family were watching it, that they say "okay then" all the time. Like anytime any conversation ends, they go "okay then," and like every time someone starts, it got to the point. Every time anyone said it in the show, we all just like there was a little chorus of "okay then" around the room, and now it's just become like a family meme. So anytime like we finish a sentence or anything, we just like pause for a second. We go, "okay then," and then everyone in the room has to go, "okay." You know, everyone has like stupid family in jokes and stuff. Yeah, that was one of ours, which we got from Fargo. Let's make sure that crossfeed is off on these boosters because it's not fair to use crossfeed into that because that technology did not exist yet. Not until the space shuttle.
I don't have any treads.
Oh, hello. Someone's given the stream treads. Pantomus PG has donated £8.55. You'll be back. Thank you very, very much for the donation. Yes, I'm back. Yeah, I'm hoping not next Sunday, but the Sunday after, definitely. The next episode should be out, and we will be launching someone into space. I'm very excited. Right, so we've got the boosters, there were a couple. We're checking my staging. Then we want to hot fire the next stage engine, which is that one. Then the couple. Where's the fairing deployment? Is there a fairing deployment? Oh, I guess not, because it's an interstage, isn't it? So we don't need... There isn't. Yeah, because it's just a... Yeah, thingy that's just attached to the thing. Okay, cool. Cool. I think that'll work. Oh no, it's there. There we go. I found it. Yeah, because we just want the interstage ring. We don't want two things to come off to the side because that'll look weird. I'm designing this a lot more faithfully than my previous booster rockets and putting more effort into it, I think. Right. And then after that, well, that'll expend. We'll want the payload fairing to deploy, which will be that one. And then, which one is this? This is... Well, we probably want both of these to deploy at once. Actually, let's disable this decoupler because we're just going to decouple the one above, so it's fine. So yeah, that's got the one above and its payload fairing, deploy, and then ignite the retro engine, decouple, and start the parachute. And bish, bash, bosh! Our staging is ready. Okay, let's test it. Let's stick Yuri in. I believe he's in the right outfit. Probably. Yeah. Yuri, in you go. And let's see what happens. Do you plan streaming on Twitch? No. I just stream on YouTube because this is where my audience is, you know, and it's against the YouTube terms of service now to put up a video on YouTube to say you're streaming on Twitch. Like, that's a surefire way to get a channel deleted now. So, you know, to transfer my audience over to Twitch, like, barely anyone would know I was streaming. Like, we've got what, 350 concurrent viewers on here, and I just wouldn't get that many on Twitch. You know, it notifies all my YouTube subscribers. Like, I'm a YouTuber first and foremost, and I stream occasionally, so. Yeah, if I was a streamer, then, you know, I would use Twitch probably, but yeah, we're just gonna use this. Right, we'll beautify this later, but I just want to test it and see what happens. Right, where do you get the procedural booster rockets from? This is from RO Tanks, I believe. It should just be from like procedural RO Tanks. Look for a mod like of that name in the description. I don't know what everything's from because N9 made the install, and you download most of this stuff on CCAN. Anyway, I have a distinct feeling that Yuri here is going to die. Let's have a look at the... What? Oh, this is a window. You can't really see much at the moment. There's a payload fairing in the way. Look at this though. This is cool. Very, very nice. Okay. Right, are we ready, everybody? Here we go. I don't know if this is going to be really loud or not. Let me just check my volume mixer. It might be a bit loud. We'll see. You guys let me know. Yeah, I think that is quite loud. Yeah, that is loud. Let's turn that down. Okay, that should be better. Look at that! It actually looks like a... Oh, I didn't put any avionics on it! Oh no! I can't control the rocket. Well, we're not going to terminate this. We're just going to see what happens. The rocket is uncontrollable because I forgot avionics because I'm an idiot, and of course, we're in RO, aren't we? I knew I forgot something major. Quick, Yuri, make your way out. I think Yuri's going to make it. He's alive, everybody. Yeah. Wonderful. How long does it take to produce a For All Kerbalkind episode? Way too long. Like, especially with it being in RO, like most of the hours in a video go towards designing craft. And that takes a long ass time. Like, I mean, this is one of the easier craft to design, but like, especially the craft where you've got very slim delta V margins and stuff, especially the spy sats and more complicated mission profiles, takes a lot of simming, a lot of time. Look at that, it's got two separate parachutes. That was the drogue. And this is the oh hello, we've got pieces of rocket falling all around. Yuri's in some danger. Right, so yeah, so the speed is too high, but we need an astronaut complex upgrade before we can actually parachute. Now we are working on that at the moment. It'll be done by the time this rocket is built. But at the moment, Yuri is just going to have to break his teeth, unfortunately. But yeah, he will be parachuting out of the capsule when we do this mission for real. Because if you hit the ground at 11 meters per second in reality, yeah, you need some retro boosters to slow you down. So yeah, in reality, in Vostok, they parachuted out. But yeah, I'm just going to adjust my chair a bit. Don't mind me. Oh, there we go. So yeah, we've probably just permanently disabled Yuri. But it's fine, it's only a simulation. So let's add some avionics so that we can actually fly. Spy sats, you mean weather sats? Yes, sorry. Sorry, yeah, we're just spying on the weather. Yeah, weather satellite. Of course, weather satellites. Why would we ever be spying? Goodness me. What do you guys take me for? Tut, tut, tut. Okay. So let's slap some avionics on this. What's the mass of all of this lower stuff? Wow, this is only 19 tons. What the actual F? Do we actually have enough delta V to get into orbit? Yeah, this does have enough delta V. More than enough. That's fine. Burn time. That's... We want stage 7. What's the burn time on stage 7? Well, stage 6, I guess. 12 minutes. That doesn't seem right. Is it 12? Is it really that much fuel in here? Let's shrink that a little bit. Yeah, wow, okay. Yeah, this thing can't burn for 12 minutes. What is the rated burn time on that rocket engine? This one here. Here we go. Engine... Rated burn time. It is a long ass burn time. 440 seconds. Okay. I'm quickly just doing that divided by 60 because I can't be asked to do maths. That's 7 minutes. Okay, so we need to reduce this quite a bit. 7.3 minutes. So yeah, that's 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's give us the maximum amount of delta V. That's still enough delta V to get into orbit. More than enough. Oh, 1.5. 7. Oh, misclicked. This is finicky. There we go, 1.57. 7 minutes, 18 seconds. So we're not overburning that engine. Okay, that's a relief. But yeah, we did need to shrink that a bit. That actually looks closer to the actual proportions of Vostok as well. I don't think we're overburning any of the other rocket engines. Probably not. That's already on Soyuz L, so that's fine. That's got loads and loads of fuel. And that sustainer engine is burning for longer than the boosters, which is obviously encouraging. Okay, right, cool. Let's do the avionics now. Let's save that. So the mass of that is 13.5 tons, and the mass of the whole rocket is 226. So let's just do 226 minus it's just 30. Yeah, 213 these avionics needs to actually control. So I'm going to clip these avionics into this fuel tank just because I want my cool looking thing. Which maybe isn't in the spirit of things, but I want my rocket to look cool first before any other considerations. So let's actually make it a little bit. Actually, let's make it 2.9 because I think that will clip into that just fine. So 2.9, and this needs to be nearer. Basic avionics, controllable mass, 213 tons. I don't know, like 1,000 electric charge. Apply. How big does this need to be? Not very big at all, actually. Our avionics tech is pretty good now. Let's chill. Okay, let's put that like there. And see what happens if we just clip it in. Yeah, we've got a little ring there, which means we can still access the avionics from the outside, so I don't mind that. I think that looks good, actually. That looks all right. Just putting the avionics there, because otherwise it covers up stops our engines hot firing, which is the problem with some of our other rockets. Yeah, that looks okay. We've got easy access. That's good. Okay. So that was 213. So we now need something for, well, I guess we'll do 213. Let's just do 214. It's not going to make much of a difference. There we go. And then we need more avionics for the top. I believe we have avionics on the actual service module, if I'm not mistaken. Do you have avionics? Controllable, 10 tons. Yeah, so this can control itself just fine. So we just need avionics on this. So we got 10 tons. Actually, that controls most of this. We'll have this set itself to debris. Yeah. So yeah, so we've already got 214. So then plus 10. What does that leave? That's 224. We actually don't need much more for this upper stage. We just need a tiny little avionics module just to control the remaining 2.5 tons. So I guess we'll just do 3 tons, well, just to play it safe. So we'll slap an avionics module on there. Beardy, add winglets. Did real Vostok have winglets? I don't think it did. Or did it? It did! It did have winglets. I stand corrected. It did have tiny little babby winglets. Okay, we will add winglets. But I want to fly this first. Let's sort the avionics problem, and then we'll just blast it into space, because I'm quite keen to do that. Right, this just needs to be able to control. It was 2.5 tons, I think. Oh, and not that much electric charge. 2.5 tons. Yeah, wow, look at that. Doesn't make much of an impact. Let's see, let's double check what the mass of this. That's 13.38. No, it needs to be 3. There needs to be 3 tons. Well, 3.3 tons actually. As if we remove the... it's actually 13 tons flat. So yeah, if we stick it at 3 tons, that'll be fine. Oh, hello. Someone just got a really, really rare one. That's meant to be like super rare. But for some reason they just got that. That's a donation thing. I used to mix up Twitch and Twitter. It's Pantomas again. Thank you again, Pantomas. I don't know how you managed to get that. I set it to be like super duper rare. It's probably the only time we'll see that this stream, because it's an absolutely awful donation thing. But, you know, there we go. Thank you very much for the kind donation. I'm sorry about the horrible, horrible thing. It's the Pingu, the thing, parody thing. We did the 3 tons. Bada bing, bada boosh. Okay, right. We should have solved our avionics problem now. Let's check our staging real quick. Stage correct, stage correct. That's rid of that. We want to fire that engine, then hot stage, then get rid of the payload fairing, then get rid of that. Ignite that, detach that. Parachute. Yep, we're all ready. Okay, right. Let's try this again. Let's give this another little sim. Why does that even exist? Because it's funny. I didn't think anyone would actually see it because I said it to be so rare. But there you go. I hope I've ruined some childhoods there. I got 370 concurrent viewers. Wow. A lot of people watching. I think a lot of people are excited to have For All Kerbalkind back. I mean, they're not the only ones. I've been missing it. You know, I've had 7 months to just do nothing but think about it. And yeah, so I've missed it. I've missed this series. Oh, hello. It's a wobbly boy. It's slightly disconcerting, isn't it? I think it's a little too close to the ground. Oh, I have no idea. I don't know why it's wobbling. Whatever. Yeet! Can we control the rocket? Yes, we can. Okay. That's a better start than last time. 99% of our people on simulations, the other 1% is crying over why your simulations didn't work out for real. Yeah, that's a fairly accurate assessment, Ganasa. I hope this isn't too loud still. Let me know if it's too loud, I'll turn it down. See, I can't really actually tell like how... Yeah, this needs winglets. This really does actually need winglets. The control is a little difficult with just gimbal. We'll see some unique designs from you rather than recreations. I find the recreation... Well, you've already seen some unique designs from me. Yeah, the R10, the R8, those are all unique. Those weren't real rockets. But I'm just, you know, following the Soviet sort of architecture. You know, making things look distinctively Soviet. I'm not focusing on flying this properly at all. So yeah, I have seen some, you know, if I need a rocket to do a specific thing, then, you know, I'll design one. But I find the recreations a lot of fun. Yeah, they're iconic. Like this is a ridiculously iconic rocket, right? Vostok, but first human in space. First human in space and first human in orbit. Yeah, this has got some roll problems. This needs winglets quite badly. Oh my god, look at the apoapsis. I wasn't flying this properly at all. Yeah, winglets would certainly help. Oh god, okay, yeah, I've screwed this up royally. Still, Korolev cross. Or it would be the Kerman cross in this. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Boy, oh boy. Oh yeah, that's a bit janky, isn't it? Yeah. I've screwed up this ascent so badly. Yeah. Oh, our engine noises have gone. Maybe it's because we're in space now. We can't hear the engine anymore. That's a bit odd. Yeah, this has been I feel people are crying at my ascent profile, but yeah, this desperately needs some winglets. Will we be getting any recreations of actually constructed rockets, or will there be some recreations of Soviet rockets that only existed on paper, like the UR-700? Yes, yes, I'm doing concept stuff. Definitely doing concept stuff. So I'm doing a spiral space plane, definitely at some point. And yes, a UR-700 and even the pentaborane powered UR-700 I'm actually quite excited about doing. So yes, I'm absolutely going to do a UR-700. I have a TKS. We have all the TKS parts as well, so I'll do a TKS spacecraft. I might well do a UR-700 direct ascent lunar mission, which I think would be a lot of fun. Or I might just, you know, since it is the hypergolic propellant, I might just use it to launch lunar modules. sort of to the surface of the moon for a lunar base. So I might just use it for that, since the M1 isn't greatly suited for that. I don't know why this is all wonky. It's a bit bizarre. So yeah, I will absolutely be doing some concept stuff. Don't need to worry your little head about that. Right, we're almost about to burn out on that sustainer. Ignite the engine above. Oh! Whoop. Oh! That's... Have we got control? Have we got avionics? Oh, this doesn't have a gimbal. It does apparently have gimbal, but it's not working. Maybe we needed some RCS on this. This is supposed to have gimbal, but it's not doing anything. Like, look, we've got the little vernier engines on it for a reason, but they're not doing anything. Okay, right. Let's jettison that and then activate the RCS on the service module. Enabled. Is that working? Yeah, it's using nitrogen. It's trying to correct it, but suffering quite badly. I think we need to slap some RCS onto this stage, which I normally do, to be honest. But I thought that that had gimbal. It should have gimbal, but it doesn't. It's not working. No, we do have control. We definitely have full control over the vehicle. Like, we have avionics. And yeah, like, this trying to correct, but it just can't. I'll just shut the engine down because we're not achieving anything there. That's a pain in the ass. Okay, so I guess we'll just slap some chonky RCS thrusters on the back here. Irritating that the verniers didn't work properly. I might rotate this fuel tank round so the verniers are poking out the actual indents, because that would make a bit more sense, wouldn't it? Okay, let's turn the RCS off. Let's get rid of that. Okay, and now let's see if we can kill the rotation. There we go. That's why we couldn't kill it, because it was like at the center of mass. Ah, nope. We run out of nitrogen. Well, I guess time to test the re-entry characteristics of this thing. Cool thing is this is an infinitely reignitable engine. So has this got gimbal? No, this does not have any gimbal. And here's a tiny little amount of delta V as well. It's just a little retro engine, but the cool thing about it is it's our first hypergolic engine, so infinite relights. And also I think 0 chance of failure as well, which is reassuring, because if this failed on orbit, then we would be stuffed. Well, whatever. Let's test how this thing re-enters. Yeah, so we just need to slap some RCS ports on that, and some winglets. And then it's pretty much done, actually. I'm surprised how easy this has actually been to design. I guess because you've got all the parts already there, for it. So, naturally it's just going to work. You just have to put it together. It's like a Lego set. My temperature gauge is on. Yeah, they're on. What G's is he pulling? Oh my god. This is a steep re-entry. Oh god, Yuri, he's going to pass out. He's lost consciousness. I hope he doesn't die. He's pulling some serious G's. Oh my god. Well, let's deploy the parachute. Did we just break the parachute? Or was that just the drogue? I hope that was just the drogue. I hope that was just the drogue chute and not the entire parachute that we just broke. I have a feeling that was the entire parachute. Oh god. Did we not have any spares? I can't jump out. I haven't got the astronaut upgrade yet. I would jump out, you know, if this was an actual mission, he would be fine. But I got a feeling that Yuri is dead. He can't jump. Oh god, let's get 07s in the chat. 07s for Yuri. Simulated Yuri though, so it's all okay. Yeah, he can't bail. He can't bail. He will be able to bail, thankfully, when it actually comes down to it. Because I will have the astronaut upgrade, because I want him to jump out and parachute to the ground. So he'll be able to in the actual mission. So that's, if that happens in the actual mission, he will be fine. Even if he is a little knocked about by the G-forces. But yeah, we just couldn't do it then, because we're simulating this before we've finished the upgrade. But yeah, that's just told me, yeah, I definitely need to wait for the astronaut complex upgrade. In case that does happen in a real flight, because it apparently doesn't have any backup chutes, because this doesn't use real chutes. The real chutes mod. It has its own parachutes, which is a little annoying. Anyway, let's add some little babby winglets, shall we? Gone to a better place. F for the dog. Yeah, people seem more upset about the dog dying than they were about any of my Kerbals dying, which I found amusing but slightly distressing. Okay, let's take the launch base off and stick these winglets on. I think these are actually the right shape winglets, aren't they? Just some stock ones. Or are they more like triangles? It's hard to see. No, they're basically like little triangles, aren't they? Just jut out. Pretty much just for roll. We'll do some procedural ones. I guess we'll do some... Do we do supersonic ones? Space plane? We don't need space plane ones. We'll do supersonic ones. Procedural wing. Yeah. So we want it to be a triangle. Pretty small. Small boy. Let's basically shrink the trailing edge. Can we edit this like... No, that's as sharp as we can get that. Okay, that's fine. They're sort of like that. If I look at the picture properly, they're a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's about it. I think they're just used for roll control. That's all we really needed them for. Okay, I think that's alright. We only need these to have a tiny little deflection. Maybe like 2.5 degrees should probably be okay. Let's get them... properly lined up. Okay. I think that's in the right place. Or are they closer to the bottom? No, they're quite close to the bottom actually. They are more like there. And we do want to have a tiny little trailing edge. Hope we didn't want to do that. Here we go. .25. Maybe a bit longer. 0.45? Yeah, that looks better. Okay, that should help with our control problems. So, we've added little winglets. And then we need to add a bit of RCS because this engine doesn't want a gimbal. So let us just remove the payload fairing. Yeah, there we go. I want to adjust this engine first. Let's rotate the engine by 90 degrees. And then... no, it doesn't quite work. Still, that's alright if we do that. That looks a bit better. Now we will leave it like that. That looks cool. Cool, there we go. Right, RCS. Do the big ones? I don't think we need the massive ones, do we? Go for the medium ones. That'll do, yeah. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. I think we can just whack them on there, actually. They're right at the edge, because I don't want them exposed to the airflow. So I think we could just whack them right on the end of the... oh, hello, let me do that. There we go. You just whack them right on the end. Does that look silly, or is that alright? Maybe I'll just rotate them like so. So they're not like firing into the main body, but I think that's okay. I think you can take some design liberties and add more winglets. I'm not sure this needs more winglets. That's the last thing it needs. Okay, we got a little bit of RCS right at the back. Let's set these up to use, I guess, nitrous oxide. That's the most powerful form of RCS we really have. And then we want to set this modular tank up. We remove those. How much nitrous oxide do we want? I usually go for 5,000. Just in an upper stage. That'll probably be fine. And then the rest of it, kerosene. And that should be fine. Yeah, cool. Make sure that's attached to the top node. There we go. Let's lock the shape of that. Actually, we need this to be a little bit longer now, so we'll unlock it. Since we moved the engine and everything. We will put that up to... if we just pin that... oh, well, the pinning doesn't work very well, does it? We'll clip our way into... there we go. That works. Okay. .73. That works fine. Okay. That should work. Okay. So let's try that. Let's move this up a little bit. Slap on the launch clamps. Shift them to the right place, just above the boosters. Bish bash bosh. We want the engines to fire, then that, then a couple of that, and then we want the next stage engine to fire, and then that, and the RCS to engage, then the payload fairing, then that, fire the retro engine. Cool. Right, let's try this, and if this works then we'll get painting it, and then we'll be done actually, surprisingly quickly. As I said, this is much faster than it usually is, designing a brand new rocket. But as I said, like, we're designing a replica here, so you've got a reference, so you design it to look as close as possible to the actual Vostok, and then, you know, it's just going to work, isn't it, because everything's balanced properly. Hello, a tad late, I'm Dad. Oh, yes, Carnass is making dad jokes. We love to see it. Right, I'm just going to quickly grab myself some water. We will launch the rocket when I get back. So I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Just going to grab myself some water, have a little stretch. So back in a minute, guys. Hello, it's Scott Manley here. Nope, surprise, it's me, Beardy. I'm back again. Whoa, had you fooled for a minute there. You thought it was Scott Manley. Right, let us launch this rocket and see how we do. There we are. Let's get a nice little shot of this. Whoa, look at that. Meow. You got to make meow noise as it goes faster. Oh, it's flying beautifully now. Yeah, the winglets make a world of difference. It's much easier to control. So yeah, good shout, whoever said winglets. I had quite a bit of help actually designing a lot of the different aspects of this rocket, so it is appreciated. This thing has a lot of acceleration. We're accelerating at 3 Gs. This is like how it was designed. But this thing is a little overbuilt, I feel. Still, our flight profile's a little bit better this time. I say a little bit, it's not great, but it is better. Alright, prepare yourself for the Coral Cross. I'm going to make it an exciting moment. Whoa, look at that. You sure you didn't throttle it back IRL? Maybe they did, but these aren't throttleable engines. So, maybe they used the later variant, which is throttleable? I have no idea. But either way, we have no way of throttling. I'll have a look, see if any of the variants we have unlocked, or any future variants, would be throttleable. Still, it seemed it was a max of what, like 4 Gs? I mean, it's perfectly survivable, it's just not entirely comfortable. So I could ignite the central engine in flight, but you know, as well as them not wanting to do that in reality because they weren't sure. Well, it wasn't a great idea. They weren't as reliable if they ignited in flight. It's also not a good idea in Realism Overhaul either, because there's 0 chance of an ignition failure on the pad. But you have got an ignition failure chance once you're in flight. See, we have a 10% ignition failure rate, so a 10% chance of mission failure basically, so we can remove that by igniting on the pad. So I'd rather overbuild the rocket slightly and remove that possibility. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally turned the engine off. While I was looking at the staging. Yeah, I was looking at the staging because I feel like we actually aren't going to want to hot stage this, believe it or not. Or maybe we would want to hot stage it. Oh, I've screwed it up. It's alright, we can still salvage this. I don't think we're going to reach orbit, but I accidentally turned the engine off. But I think we can still, we can ullage the engine with our RCS, and then yeah! He's still got it. Hell yes. Cool. Oh no, this is a 7-minute burn, isn't it? So yeah, no, we would definitely want to hot stage it. I was wondering like if we'd want to coast up to Apoapsis, but no, you'd want to continuously burn. There is no way we can reach orbit now. I am an idiot. I am actually an idiot. We're going to restart this. That was a mistake. I pressed the wrong button. I meant to press M and I pressed X. I don't know how you do that. But yeah, we really want to be burning that RD-108 all the way until it burns out. Get every last drop of Delta V out of it. And yeah, then hot stage the next engine, because yeah, it's a 7-minute burn time. I forgot. I'm used to that engine being really powerful because of course I use it for my lunar probes and stuff, but this is propelling like a whole manned spacecraft. So actually its thrust to weight ratio isn't that high. So it has to burn for quite a while to achieve that amount of Delta V. So yeah, my bad. There's nothing wrong with the staging, it just relies on the person flying it not being an idiot. Which is, oh god, I didn't turn, speaking of, I didn't turn Smart ASS on. Like an idiot. I was like, hey, why is the rocket flying off course? Oh yeah, we didn't tell it to hold attitude. Just like forgetting to, earlier I forgot to put the actual like flight computer in the rocket. It was literally just like putting Yuri on top of an uncontrolled rocket and just setting light to it like a firework. Like, well, off you go! For the glory of the motherland. Beardy, why you fail? I'm sorry, Steak. I'll turn precise control on because I'm turning this too aggressively. This one should reach orbit. Okay, you know, I'm gonna bet this one will reach orbit. This one will work. I'm certain of it. Turn over a little bit more, quite a bit more. Wait, have our booster engines? Oh no, they're just about to flame out. There we go. I was like, oh, have the booster engines already flamed out? That'd be a bit awkward if they have. No. Okay, I was looking at the chat and then I realised I wasn't flying the rocket. So much for me saying this one was going to reach orbit. I'm still an idiot. Right. I think that's a high. I think in real life it went to 250 kilometers, I want to say. It was a 250 kilometer orbit. That's a nice, safe orbit. It gives us, it's a nice trajectory. It gives us a lot of time to burn that second stage, or third stage, I guess, if you're going Russian. We could totally deploy the payload fairing now. I feel like, yeah, we should have the payload fairing immediately after the boosters. We can do that now. There we go. I don't know what order it happened in reality. I should probably look up the actual flight profile so I can mimic it more accurately. Still, I think that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this replica. All we've got to do is do the paint scheme and everything, and it'll be pretty happy. Look at the, oh, look how shiny this is. That makes me happy, man. The shiny. Right, and as soon as this hits, yeah, so it's actually going to be pretty much perfectly timed within a 7-minute burn time. So as soon as that hits, maybe, I want to say 2 seconds? No, we'll do 3 seconds. That's a fair bet. There was a mission, which you'll see in the video, which I did, where I actually accidentally ignited the engine a little bit too early and actually like exploded the previous stage. Ooh, turn the RCS on. Ooh. Let's turn that back around. Buckaroo. Okay. There we go. But yeah, I ignited like 5 seconds before, and it started firing, and it like melted the coupler and everything, and I was like, oh god, the mission's gonna fail. But then thankfully the previous stage then stopped firing, and it managed to gain control again because the engine had really powerful gimbals, so it managed to maintain control. Thank goodness. But yeah, that was a nail biter. It was fun though. It's fun when things like almost go wrong, when things do go wrong, but they're salvageable. Like you can pull a trick out your hat to just about make it work. This is going to take 6 more minutes, so I'm just going to get comfy. That's some good water. Shiny equals fast. Yep, he's correct. Oh, we could have a little look out the window now. Is that the ground below us? I think it is. Does that mean we can look and see the stars? I think. Maybe. That doesn't look like the stars. I don't think these windows work. No. The windows don't actually work. Great. They're just designed to look like they work. But they don't actually work. there one? No, you can't look through the one below his feet. Oh, that's disappointing. Yeah, it's just a texture. Because I'm like rolling the rocket now. And yeah, it doesn't change. If I like roll the rocket like this, does it alter it? Oh no, no, it does work. Okay, it's just a really crappy view. Okay, cool. Let's kill the rotation before I lose control of the vehicle. Yeah, it's just really hard to see out the window. We got enough nitrous oxide in this thing. 5,000 is cutting it a bit slim. I think we might put more like 10,000 on there just to be safe. See, this should have gimbal. It's the whole point of these outer engines, but I think the engine is bugged, unfortunately. Alas. Tried installing all the mods from the series, but only got 5 FPS. Yeah, this is a really heavy install. Let's get a nice beautiful shot. Yeah, I had to upgrade the amount of RAM I had for Kerbal Rising, and then I had to upgrade it again for All Kerbalkind. I currently have 32 gigs, and that can run this comfortably. But yeah, I have a 3800X CPU, so you need a powerful ass CPU, and a lot of RAM. A lot of RAM to run this. Are we going to reach orbit here? I think so. This burn does take a while. I think maybe we want to have a slightly steeper ascent so we have a bit more time. So I think we should still have plenty of time to get into orbit, but yeah, I think we'll be fine. Breaking news, rocket crashed because astronauts are trying to get a good view. Yeah. That would be about right for my space program. Why don't you simulate using Kerbal construction time? I don't think Beardy's playing with that update by the looks of things. I have no idea what that means. I didn't realise. Does Kerbal construction time now have simulations? Pretty cool if it does. I'm going to speed things up a little bit here. Because we're just looking at the same thing for minutes and minutes and minutes. Oh, it's a new speed record though, which is cool. We are falling rapidly back towards the Earth though, which is slightly concerning. Maybe we want to aim more for like 300 kilometers. Is this going to run out of fuel before it hits orbit? I said this one would hit orbit. It should hit orbit. It is designed the same way as the real one. Yeah, no, I think it'll be fine. God, I thought this would be overbuilt. This is actually exactly built to specification. Holy crap. Yeah, we need to have a steeper ascent trajectory. Give us more time to burn that engine. Let's pitch up a bit because we just need to get that periapsis over 104. Oh no! It's fine. It's fine. We can fix this. Ignite the retro engine. We're in orbit. We're in orbit. We're in orbit. We did it. We did it. Oh, there we go. This is nitrogen. I don't know if we can change what fuel the RCS uses on this service module, but I assume not. I think it's built into it. Right. So yeah, steeper ascent trajectory for sure. A little bit more RCS on the second stage. But yeah, this is actually perfectly built. Like, it's just got the right amount of delta V. I just need to get the flight profile down. But that's fine. We can do that. We're in orbit. Where's my orbit? Periapsis above 150. You're kidding me. No. Okay, well, we failed the contract. Actually, we could probably raise that. Like, just wait till we get to our apparatus and raise that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's warp round. Oh, you have to be in map view to do that. Okay. Let's warp around. Or not. Do you have electric charge? Yeah, you've got plenty of electric charge. Warp. Oh, we're in physics warp still. That would explain that. Wait, what? How are we in the atmosphere? Did I dick about a bit too much? I think maybe some of my maneuvers brought us back into the atmosphere a little bit. Whoopsie. Let's turn the RCS off and let this coast through, and then we'll warp to our apparatus and get that contract. But yeah, we have full comms, full probe control. Vostok, let's have a look. Are we doing? We can do liquids and microgravity. Crew report, telemetry analysis. We don't need supersonic flight analysis or telemetry analysis. And we're back into space. Cool, cool, cool. And let's warp to our apparatus. There we go. Cool. And then we just need to face prograde. Yeah, this has got 15,000 units of nitrogen, so we send a small rocket to Washington with a sign that has a picture of a middle finger. As funny as that would be, maybe sending a rocket to Washington, they would probably think it was carrying a different payload than a little middle finger. Wouldn't really want to risk a retaliation. So I'm going to hit that with a firm no. Now you can transfer data into the service module. Okay, so this is the service module, and then this is the descent bit. So I assume this is what contains all our electric charge. And yeah, okay. Yeah. Cool. How long can he actually stay up here? Because of course this doesn't have solar panels or fuel cells or anything. So I am interested. So the water will last 9 days, food 10 days, the electric charge just 1 day though. But then again, we are doing experiments. If we stop the experiments, yeah, it's still 1 day, 2 hours. Okay. Okay. It says the oxygen's almost perpetual. We got a scrubber going. Oh, we must have a scrubber. Oh yeah, KO2 scrubber is running. Okay. So if we turn the scrubber off, does that use power, the scrubber? No, apparently not. But that will happily just scrub. So that uses potassium superoxide, I think. Yep, and that lasts 5 days. Yeah, so our potassium scrubber is actually topping up our oxygen. And our nitrogen, we're not actually breathing the nitrogen. Obviously. We're not using it up. That's just in our service module. That's okay. So yeah, he could actually stay up here for quite some time if he had a bit more electric charge. He could stay up here for 10 days if he had more electric charge. Turn on the radiators. Deploy radiators. Oh, that's cool. And deploy antennas. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Right. That's cool. Don't know if it actually does anything to our antennas there. If we undeploy the antennas, does that change the gain of our antenna? It's 3 dBi, and if we deploy it, yeah, I think it's just a cool little animation. I don't think it actually affects. Well, maybe it does. Who knows? Doesn't matter though. We're still in comms. I think this still this has its own antennas. Anyway, so look at that. Cool, huh? Make a Soviet space station with a huge banner on the underside that can read on the Earth's surface and says "Capitalism sucks." That's a good idea. It looks cool, that's what it does. That is correct, it does look very cool. Okay, so we've deployed those. I don't think there's anything else. Show upgraded stats. Okay. Anything for us to deploy on here? Extend antennae. Aha! There's even more. Look at that. It's like a giant tuning fork. Would that be for sending... I think he sent like television images of him in his capsule, didn't he? So perhaps that would be for that. Can't disable the habitat while the crew is inside. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'm just having a look at all this stuff. Just to see how this all works. I can dump our oxygen. I can dump waste, dump oxygen and waste. Why would you want to dump oxygen? That's an interesting question. If we turn that off and dumped our oxygen, would that do anything? No. We could dump our waste, but I think we just keep it with us. Right. Well, it's done. I think have we got our orbit contract? No, you have to be in orbit for an hour. Well, I guess 2 hours or so. That's fine. I'm just gonna turn us around, and I'm gonna get us heading on back. Just test the re-entry. It's gonna be quite an aggressive re-entry because we're in quite an eccentric orbit for this capsule, and then we can just tidy it up a little bit, and then that'll be the stream. Really, I think we'll leave it at a 2-hour stream. I think that's a nice length for a stream, for a little build stream. And yeah, there we go. So I hope you're all as excited as I am for actually launching this in the start of manned space flight, well, orbital space flight at least, in For All Kerbalkind, which, yeah, probably won't be back next weekend, but almost certainly the weekend after. Regardless, let's see if we can actually return to the Soviet Union here. Oh! Where are we landing? Landing there. That seems like it's probably the Soviet Union. I know, it's more like up here, isn't it? Where is the launch site? It's there. See if we can actually land back at the launch site. That would be cool. This might be a way too aggressive of a re-entry. This almost certainly is, but whatever. We're stress testing the capsule and our pilot. Such a fascinating view out the window, you just can't help but look out that way. Okay, right. And then detach, and then we want to retract our antennas. And then I guess deploy the parachute. Ready, and cool. Let's see if he dies. It's a big if. Is this the same launch I have to leave for a sec? Well, I don't know. It depends how long you've been gone for. We had a couple fail to reach orbit. This is the only one that's reached orbit. So we know that the design works. But we just have to pretty it up a little bit. Don't screw up the shoot this time. It's fine. I've automatically deployed. It should just auto-deploy. We shouldn't kill him this time. That's if the re-entry itself doesn't kill him, because it very well might. So we've got our temperature gauges on. I've armed the chute, so it should just launch when it's safe for it to fire. Okay, we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we should probably only have it go down to 40 as a periapsis. That's probably a safer bet. Yeah, he lost consciousness. No, that was the drogue chute. It's okay. That was the drogue chute, I think. I think. Oh no, I don't think it was. Yeah, I need to stop arming the parachute. I think I need to actually do the parachute manually. I normally like the chute to only deploy if it's safe for them to deploy, but it just deployed anyway. So, well, crap. Whoops. We were like, no, not again. Yeah, that happened again. Well. Yeah, it's the whole parachute. It just ripped the whole. Well, we had a bit of a. Yeah, that's a bit of a Soyuz 1, isn't it? Yeah, this is normally why you why you do an uncrewed launch first when we're doing a crewed launch first. But still, like there will be he will be able to bail out when we do the actual launch if there's a problem there. So should be fine. I will need to put a launch escape system on this, but yeah, I don't know if I'll do that in this stream. Maybe I'll do that now. Actually, I won't pretty it up on stream. I'll pretty it up in my own time. I did want to change this a little bit though. I wanted 10,000 nitrous oxide, just in case something goes wrong. Was there anything else I wanted to do? Can't quite remember. Yeah, liquid oxygen. And then I want that to be a little bit longer. So we have exactly 7 minutes and 20 seconds of burn time, because we need all the delta V we can get with this thing. Okay, perfect. Was there anything else I wanted to do, guys? Do let me know, because I'm not sure. Maybe a backup parachute wouldn't go amiss. You know, that might not. That probably isn't a bad idea, right? A backup chute. Doesn't quite work though with the. I think it will burn off in re-entry. That's the problem. It's not shielded. The actual parachute is shielded. It's in a shielded compartment. So I don't think that will work. It'll just burn off. We'll just do the parachute manually. We just won't. We won't arm it in advance because it doesn't seem to be working. Oh yeah, we were going to move the payload deployment to just after the boosters separate. Okay, right. Let's add an abort motor to this thing. So I bought the Mercury launch escape system, but it's not showing up. Have a little flick through, see if I can find it. So we've got this one. That might look better though, actually, a white one. I don't know. Minor control, it's not in there. Structural, would it be in here? No. Coupling, payload, aerodynamics, ground, thermal, electrical. It's not going to be in any. Aha! It's a lightning mast. I saw like a red tower. I was like, aha, that's it. And no, it's a lightning tower. Because of course it is. See, there's this one, but there was a second one. There was another one which was cheaper than 40,000 funds, which I bought, and now I cannot find for the life of me. I might pop back into the R&D center and have a little look, because I don't really want to use this one if I can help it. It's in utility. No, this is the other one. See, there are two of them. So let's save this. And I'm not gonna slip up. I'm just gonna actually we'll put this one on. I'm not gonna show what date it is because again that will give you a spoiler for the episode and you'll know who might be getting to space first. I mean, I don't even know who's going to get to space first. I don't want to risk doing an uncrewed test flight because it's probably going to take a while to build this rocket. And so I don't want to do an uncrewed test flight, have it go perfectly, and then have N9 beat me into orbit before I can do the crewed one. So the first flight is going to be crewed, which means we have to have a launch escape system, which is better than just ejecting. Right, it has the date in the top left corner of the R&D center as well, which, okay, is not very helpful. Basic capsules. Yeah, here we go. Mercury launch escape system. It says RP0 no cost. Okay, does that mean it doesn't show up? It's in the correct node, but it doesn't get costed properly. LES. Let's try and find it, because it seems to be playing hide and seek with us. So see if we can find it. If we can't find it, then we'll use the other one. We just use the stock looking one. That's fine. I think it might work. Maybe. Real shoots has a config screen. Select. Yeah, this isn't a real shoot parachute though. So people saying, yeah, configure the parachute, but you can't do it with this one because it's not a real shoot parachute. So even if I do select the parachute wherever it is, there we go. See, I can't control it, unfortunately, which is a pain, but alas. Right, let's try RP. No, RP net, RP not. LES. No, it's not showing up. I don't know why. It's there in the research, but it's not there here. So we're going to have to use this one, but that's okay. So this is the stock one. But I think it should have been rebalanced for it. So yeah, let's see how this works. So can we attach it directly onto the fairing? We totally can. Okay. That's actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that. We'll have to get it lined up properly, but that's okay. So switch this to absolute, so it's, there we go. And let's put it in the middle. There we are. And bada bing. Oh, I have a feeling it's not in the quite in the middle. That looks about right. Is it in the middle this way? Close enough to it. And we'll just hide that there. Like so. Okay, we have a launch escape system. That looks alright, doesn't it? Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. So, where's the stage for that? That's there. We want that in the same stage as the deployment, which will be just after the boosters. But we want to have an abort action group. So we're gonna do a test of this. I hope this has a big enough thrust. How do we close the? I don't want this UI up. That's fine. Whatever. Activate the engine. And where do we want it to couple? I guess not the avionics. Is it this payload adapter? Let's have a look. So you just want to lift the capsule away, don't we? I think it is this one. Yeah, this is the white. Yeah, it'll have to be this one, right? So this decoupler staging. Boom. So it would just pull the fairing, the whole fairing, away from the vehicle. That should hopefully work. Cool. Right, let's try that. Now it looks like Soyuz. Yeah, it does look a bit like Soyuz. So yeah, it looks like Vostok. Obviously, I haven't done the paint job yet. Except it has a launch escape tower because Vostok had a little hole in the fairing which Yuri Gagarin could eject out of if there was a problem. But we can't easily recreate that, so we're doing it this way. Right, should we give this a test then? I think that staging is all correct. Yeah, okay, right, let's give it a little sim. Let's give it a sim. See what happens. Your radius is attached to the fairing. Yeah, I know it's attached to the fairing. It's gonna pull the fairing away. Like everything inside the fairing should get pulled away from the vehicle. Then we deploy the fairing, get rid of the capsule. Yeah, it should work. So it just pulls the whole fairing away from the rocket and everything inside of it. It's not attached to the capsule itself. Yeah, I know. They're saying, "Oh, it'll abort the fairing." Yeah, I know. I did use absolute offset, but since it's attached to one of the fairing halves, I think it didn't work. I might, if this doesn't work or it's a bit janky, I'll attach it to the top of the capsule, but still clip it up through the fairing. Right, let's try this. Okay, so something's gone terribly, terribly wrong. Oh no, abort! Oh, that didn't work, did it? That didn't work at all. I guess I would have to shut the engines down. I can't do it while the engines are on. It just doesn't work. Let's try it. So if something goes wrong, I would shut the engines down and then do it. As long as I got something that can pull it away, then that'll be fine. But yeah, I was hoping it would be able to accelerate it away from the vehicle while the rockets were still firing. But considering the thrust to weight ratio this rocket has, I just don't see that happening. Unless I make my own launch escape system like a manual one, but I don't really want to have to do that. Canassa's off. Facial, we're almost done, but I hope the rest of the stream goes well. Yeah, I am pretty much done. I'm just going to do one more in-flight abort test. And then, yeah, I think we'll call it a day. Right, here we go. So, we're flying along. La-di-da-di-da. Let's accelerate like up to a decent speed. Oh, putting on smart ASS might help. Oh no, something's gone wrong. Abort! Well, that did not work very well. I think it's the wrong decoupler. No, it's not the wrong decoupler. Oh no, it's trapped inside. I think this might be holding the fairing halves together. Do LES the Vostok way. What was the Vostok way? Wasn't it just not having one? Just didn't have a launch escape system, did it? Yeah, I feel like this is actually... Yeah, it's stuck inside the fairing, so it's holding the fairing halves together. It needs to actually be over the fairing. Not underneath it. Right. Okay, let's fix that. Yep. Okay, we can't clip it into the fairing. Yeah, of course we can't, because that makes no sense. I am an idiot. The coupler for the capsule is above the mount of the fairing. I'm not decoupling the capsule. I'm decoupling the whole fairing. Like, I'm pulling the whole fairing away. You see? It's this decoupler. It is the actual payload fairing decoupler. So we've got this... Wait. That one there. And then we've got this one here. So this one has decoupler staging. I don't think it's actually decoupling. See, this one has decouple top node, so it decouples everything above it. Do I have to actually enable the staging on this before that will work? Oh, the decoupler is disabled. That's why. I just didn't want it in staging. But okay, where is that decoupler? It's here. So I don't actually want that decoupling in the normal staging. So if I put it in the stage above, then that would be fine, because we just wanted to decouple the one above. Right, so I disabled the decoupler, which obviously wouldn't be helping. So let's try that. No, it's still not letting us do that. Vostok had an ejection seat as an escape system. I want to have an escape system in case something goes terribly, terribly wrong during the launch. I'm determined to have an escape system. I will have an escape system. It's going to happen. Whether you guys like it or not, we're going to have one. Okay. Let's... The coupler with the main fairing decouples just the capsule. So what I'm intending to have happen is the... is this decoupler, which is attached to everything that's inside the fairing. So it just attaches everything below it. Maybe I just need to stick another decoupler in there to have this work properly. I don't know. Let's try that. We've re-enabled the actual decoupler now. So let's try that. See if that works. I'll have to adjust the shape of the nose. I don't entirely know how to do that though. Oh, the shape's locked, that's why. Aha! There we go. That looks good. Perfect. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Let's lock that. Cool. Okay, right, let's try this. Yeah, okay, I'm confident about this. Let's give it a go. You're not deploying the fairings. Yeah, I know. I don't want to deploy the fairings. Why would I? It's pulling on the fairings. Like, it's pulling the whole fairing away from the vehicle. Like, everything inside it is still contained. It just pulls the fairing away, and then you decouple the fairings, and then you release the capsule. Okay, people don't seem to understand how the escape system actually works. They're like, oh, why aren't you deploying the fairings? Like, the escape system is attached to the fairings. It pulls the fairing and the whole payload away from the rocket, right? If I detach the fairings, it would just pull away the fairings on the escape system, and it would leave the capsule like next to the rocket, which is just pointless. I'm pretty sure you can. I'm fairly certain you can decouple everything below. At least I think you can decouple everything below. Or maybe you can't. Maybe I've done this. Yeah, I'm thinking like decouple that. I think I do need another decoupler for this to work. I think it actually decouples everything above it, which of course doesn't really work. Yeah, we need a decoupler. We need another decoupler. Okay. Yeah, so it's yeah, you can't decouple the below, only above. That's what they're pointing out. Yeah, okay, that's where I've gone wrong. I was thinking, oh yeah, it will just work, but no, of course it won't. It won't. Okay, we'll add a decoupler, and then that should actually work. So, action group. Abort. Yeah, we don't want that. Disable that. Where's the avionics? There. Okay, so we want it here. Decoupler procedural. I actually want it to be that way up, so it stays attached. So we've got like a bit on the bottom, so it doesn't look too janky. I want a normal cylinder. I want it to be. How wide do we want this? How wide's that? That is 2.9. I want it to be 2.9. That's fine. We want it to be quite a sizable. Actually, do we want it to be an impulse at all? Because when this is in orbit, I guess we still want it to be a small impulse. Yeah, we'll leave it as it is. Yeah, that'll be fine. Let's just make it as thin as possible. Okay. Right, now that will work. That actually will work. Because of course when this is in orbit, that'll all just decouple up there. So we won't actually want this decoupler to fire. Where is that decoupler? It's there. So it was after the boosters go. That's when we want the fairing to go. And that's when we want launch escape system to go. Then the engine. Then the decoupler. So I'm going to put this decoupler staging wise. Can we actually remove the staging for it? Disable staging. Aha! There we go. Perfect. So we don't actually want this stage. This is just for the abort system. Okay, so abort, decoupler, decouple. Right, now that should work. That's in there. Engine, decouple, engine, there. Yeah, sorted. Sorted. Okay, right, this will work. This will work. I am certain. Can you end the fairing in the escape system like stock KSP? I don't believe so. No, the fairings work differently here. They're not You don't draw the fairings; the fairings draw themselves. But I think it looks pretty good anyway. I've centered it nicely, so should work out fine. Right, this should hopefully work as intended. I'm interested to see if it can pull it away from the firing rocket as well, since now it will actually decouple it. So let's do that. Let's do an actual in-flight abort test and see if it can get it away from the firing rocket. It should be able to. It should be a fairly powerful rocket motor. So let's see. Okay. Okay, so we are flying along, la-di-da-di-da. We're launching away. I think I'll test it at Mach Q, which would be about the speed of sound, because that's going to be the hardest time for us to abort. So if we can abort at Max Q, which is what they do in actual in-flight abort tests, let's see if they can do it at Max Q. So we get to about 300 meters per second, and abort. I mean, technically he survived, but yeah, we would not want to actually do that if it came down to it. We would want to shut the engines off, and like we just want to be watching it. Something fails, quickly cut the engines off, and then boom. Can I use an interstage fairing to have a hole in the top to mount the abort system? That is a good question. I guess because I just wanted to attach it to the actual fairing itself. Like, it's not attached to the capsule, it's attached to the fairing. It doesn't really matter. You have more control over, like, a payload fairing, the shape of it and everything. Like, you get a proper cone. So it worked. Yeah, it looks fine. It looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So I don't think there'd be anything to it. I guess we'd attach it to the top of the capsule and offset it up. But look, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, the way that looks. So anyway, we'll go to Max Q. Again, but this time we'll shut the engines off before aborting, and it should work. So yeah, I'm aware that real Vostok didn't have a launch escape system like this, but since we can't eject out the side, like if one of these boosters, like one of these, the engine fails, and it suddenly like aggressively flipped, I do not want the capsule in range of the rocket. Like, it's just too risky. We need something to be able to pull it away like that. Perfect. Well, I think that worked pretty well. I don't know about you guys. Beautiful. Hopefully the rocket doesn't hit us on the way back down. I think it'll be fine. Don't know where it's gone. Oh, it's just flown away. It's free now. Cool. Well, there you have it. We have an escape system of some description. I really hope we don't have to use it. But if we do, then at least it's there. We have something capable of aborting the mission if we need to. Yeah, an engine shut down to the abort stage, so it does it all in one. Oh, that's an idea. See, I don't know what point in the flight it would be at, but that's an excellent idea. That is a really good idea. So I only have to press one button. Yeah. Great idea. Thank you for that. I'll add that to the action groups. I'll just have like every engine on the rocket shut down. Yeah, the parachute didn't tear off because we were going at slow enough velocity. I just need to do the parachute manually. But as I said, like, you can bail out if the parachute doesn't fire in the actual mission. So that'll be fine. Right. actions, abort, and yeah, let's just add shutdown engine. Shutdown engine. Just depending where it is in the flight. Well, after the boosters have separated, we get rid of the escape system, so it just needs to be those. So yeah, shuts down the engines, decouples, and bish bash bosh. We have an escape system. There we go. Well, I think that concludes the stream. I think that all is fine. I'm sure I'll be eating my words when this explodes in the actual video and we murder Yuri, but until such a thing happens, there you have it, everybody. See, if you deploy the fairing, does it decouple everything above it? Because then I might actually decouple when fairing gone. Yeah, I might actually disable that decoupler and see if I deploy that, does it just get rid of everything above it? I'll test that. I'll see if that does that. So I need to muck about with the staging a little bit, have a little bit of tinkering, beautify it, but all in all, Vostok 1 is ready to fly. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I do hope you enjoyed. I will do, yeah, I'll do a full flight test of everything. Don't you worry. It's getting a little late now, so I want to pack in the stream. Thank you for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. I'm really excited about this. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. And yeah, we even upgraded upgraded it over the real life one. Added a little launch escape system rather than having them eject, which I think is probably a little safer. We'll paint it. I will paint it before the video, but I'm not going to paint it now because nobody wants to watch me paint for like half an hour, and I would like to call it there. So thank you for watching, everyone. As I said, I will see you all not next weekend, but probably the weekend after for All Kerbalkind. But I should have some other videos in the meantime. So see you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.